What is up, my friendly friends? In crypto's juiciest news earlier, we did an extended deep dive on Ansem's main character status. I really think you should check that out, friends. It starts from about halfway. I mean, we go through everything in there, all main characters. I will have to revisit that again later on in the future because there's just so much information to go through. You know, there was other parts of the news I didn't have time to go through, but we can go through that now. So PulseX, for example, and PulseChain, I want to focus on that today. We've got a lot of juicy stuff happening. See, pDAI, part of the PulseChain narrative, right? Don't fixate yourself onto the whole idea of pDAI being a stablecoin that has to go to $1 or anything. I know it seems very, very very important to that narrative. You go, oh, but all these coins own all the people own the coins. But here's the thing, friends. When it comes to that, you remember it's more about the network effects and the people. And if people are flocking towards this narrative, that is actually most important, you know. But it all stems from the core coins, you know. So you have PulseChain and PulseX, for example. PulseX, I mean, it's been brutalized for the past 30 days. But, I mean, you can even see it right here. PulseX is down 51%. But the buy and burn has now ticked up to 3.87%. Down in the bottom left here, 3.87% total buy and burn. So 788 billion PulseX has been bought because a lot of the trading activity, the R-bots, everybody participating on the chain, it ends up doing the hyper buy and burn. I've got to remind everybody, there's so many new people. Yes, there's PulseX V1 and V2. V1 has a bug, but the bug actually helps us. The bug is a hyper buy and burn. It is a super aggressive buy and burn. It is burning like 4 times the amount. It's buying 4 times the amount of PulseX. It's meant to, and it's doing it super aggressively. And everyone's like, you know, whatever, let's just roll with it. Now, there are more rumored upgrades coming for PulseX. The PulseX deployer was seen testing privacy pools. So it allows people basically to do privacy swaps. And if you get like basically asked by the government, they're like, hey, can you prove these are your transactions or not, or whatever, you can do that. And they're also testing the stablecoin swap, which is taken from PancakeSwap, so which is taken from Curve, which is basically allowing you to swap stablecoins with very, very thin, very, very tight spreads, so you don't have to pay a big fee. And basically, it's like Richard Harp going like, hey, we got a plan for big whales coming in. Because if you want people to buy $10 million and all this money worth, you want stablecoin pairs in there, which are very, very tight, so they don't end up having to move the price heaps because they want to feel like they're getting in and getting absorbed. Because whales don't want to be exit liquidity. They don't want to come in and put in like, you know, $4 million into something and have it go up 20x for everybody to exit on them. Okay, they want to get in nice and neat because remember, everything's on a risk curve. Everybody's playing the risk curve, friends. That's why there is no right or wrong. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Go ask one. Go speak to one that'll tell you to go buy bonds. But everyone's on a risk curve. That's why no one can give financial advice because, like, everybody belongs on a different part of the curve at different points of their life, their different status, they have different debt levels. That's why you can't give anyone financial advice. It's impossible, really, when it comes to that. And it's certainly to your advantage if you understand where you fit on your own risk curve. You know, someone who's 65 years old, of course, friends, they don't have like 25 years to kind of see this crypto stuff works out because they got bills and stuff to pay and they just want to chill out. You know, and then someone like who's 18, you should be like super turbo hard, giga long leverage. Like, friends, if you're 18 years old, obviously we're not financial advice, but you shouldn't have a single stock at all. Like, not even joking. You shouldn't even have a single stock. Your stock is doing a 2x every 10 years. Okay, so what do you got at 18? Okay, you got $70 in your wallet, you got a girl's phone number, and you got like a Gucci hat from like, you know, the off markets or whatever, so like a Chinese remake of it. Well, just sell that, okay? Put your $100, buy a poop coin, and let's go. It's pretty much what you have to do. And of course, if you're just being crypto, 100%. Crypto is for everybody. Highest risk, highest growth, highest potential. And here we are in PulseChain land, which represents that, okay? So, look, at the end of the day, the buy and burn is amazing, but you still got to, you know, actually hit a lot of the offers up because anybody can just come in and keep dumping on it and stuff here and there and have all the yield, all the liquidity bonding. So there's many more things that we just got to go through. And remember, friends, the market itself, it wants to go to places, okay? It wants to. People's emotions swing, and the growth and all that only gets reflected when you see something like Ethereum reprice higher because it basically just boosts the valuations of everything. And so if you come on over here, that's what she said, like, subscribe, we'll have a look at the PulseChain price. I mean, you're seeing this every single day, friends. So my whole goal is just to get you to be comfortable with what I'm looking at every day, We're here to follow trends. The most important part, friends, that's why none of us, we don't lose our minds ever. It's because we've already flipped green on the weekly super trend. Yeah, this is very annoying. It is annoying, but we knew, man. You always come back to it. You always come back to it to give it a touch, and then you rock it. You know, unfortunately, I mean, with Chainlink, when Chainlink did it, it hit it once and then actually moonshot. It did like a 4x from here. So it would be nice if this did another 4x from here, right? It would get above actually to where this arrow would go. That's about a 4x. And then it can kind of go sideways. I know everybody wants a lot higher, but might have to go through that as well, friends, because the way PulseChain is going to move is going to be pretty much, you're going to have to be ready for this, okay? In terms of preparing yourself for the price targets, you know? The most important story is the pDAI story. pDAI continues to climb as it closes a green weekly candle. Now, I've mentioned this to you many, many times, friends. So a lot of the people, I don't even know, you know, the pDAI narrative. Okay, it's all beautiful ecosystem and Atropa and how we're all trying to do this. All I saw was, okay, you know what? Luna UST hit 7 cents. So the unbacked unbacked algo stable coin hit 7 cents. Okay, and this is pretty much it. If you go down on a 3-day, look. So it started at $1. They said $1 by decree. The peg broke, and look, it comes back and it touched 7 cents. This was 7 cents last year. So pDAI though is 10x to get to that point. Now, you know, when we got it in, it was like it would have been 100x. So that's why it's going to be fantastic, even more, even 200x. That's why it's like fantastic just to see if the market reprices everything's based off relative valuation, which is what it does, friends. This is why everyone looks at Ethereum. Okay, how much is Ethereum worth? Let's reprice everything out here. That's why the SPY is most important. If you can get the SPY direction right and you're investing with the SPY and then you believe other things are going to reprice off it, which it does, it just doesn't happen linearly, then you kill it, you crush it. For example, when your SPY is Solana went up 12x, Bonk does 240x. Dog with the hat erupts. You see, that's the same thing. So you're thinking, okay, if the SPY of Pulse goes up higher, what happens to the other coins out here? So I can just quickly show you as well. This is the pDAI chart, and this is pDAI on a weekly. Okay, so look, if you zoom in, friends, I'll go down, just show you what happened on the 1 hour. Okay, everybody was like having fun, but what happened was, okay, this part happened, or everyone sees this. Okay, so we zoom in. So pDAI goes up, almost hits a cent, and then it comes back down, 30% drop. Everyone started doom posting back here. And look, I knew, oh, this is gonna pump hard, isn't it? It's gonna pump freaking hard. Do you know how I knew that, friends? Because in my early crypto career, there were times I didn't like a coin, or I knew this coin was a kind of a scam, and it's not gonna work out well for everyone. And I would watch it go up. And then when it would have its first 30 or 40% or 50% smackdown, I would be quick to post on Telegram and be like, oh, see, look at this thing. It's down 40% already. You know what I mean? Then over the next week or two, it would like slowly grind back through it and then continue up. You know what I mean? And I'm just watching it because it happens to everyone. Because if you don't have belief in if you don't have belief in a crypto asset or anything else, you just think it's going to go down. Of course, but that's why I told you, don't judge the story, don't judge the narrative, judge the number of people. That's it. Okay. When my friend Dilly from the Squirtle Squad, okay, so here's my Squirtle hat, friends. My special. This is a very, very rare one, but like, good luck trying to get this on the internet. But I'm not joking. I went to like 7 websites, all gone. Now, when Dilly in real life says to me, hey, do you think pDAI can go to $1? My like jaw dropped. I'm like, come on, man. You've seen 30 narratives in crypto, meme coins, altcoins, Solana, Polkadot, launchpads, in, out, up, down, left, right, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And I'm like, for some reason, obviously he's in PulseChain and PulseX and Hex. He's like, that was the one. That was the one that got him. That was crazy. It made me really, really think. And yeah, we're already in. But I was like, okay, this might do well. But here's the thing. We didn't know it was going to go first. We did not know it was going to go first whatsoever. That's why, friends, if you care about being right, you place all your concentrated bets. If you care about making money, you will diversify into things that you might not completely understand. For example, friends, you know, there was pDAI, Teddy Bear, and Atropa at the lows. All three. Okay? Teddy Bear was the one being shielded by Mr. B Roots on Crypto Banter. So Teddy Bear did the flush up. But I stuck to my guns and I go, you know what? I'm getting all three. I'm not picking. Because they tops and they turn. I go, you know what? Teddy Bear's very powerful. It's leading the pack. Guess what happened? Teddy Bear stopped. And then pDAI starts running up. That's exactly what happens. So learn this. So you're thinking, okay, what are practical examples? What can I do now? Just keep this in the back of your mind. Well, when it comes to Tang Gang's universe within PulseChain, HOA, dick with butt. You've also got Pear, the Rick Ross coin and stuff, or anything else. Like there's fruit and there's rat and stuff. I'm not going anymore like, oh, let's just go in HOA. I'm like, okay, just bang, 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 bang. Just get them. Just get them, sprinkle them, and just see what happens when it's their time to move up. By the way, it's not competing, okay? They're both adding value to the PulseChain ecosystem. There is no Tang Gang on Coinbase. I'm telling you now, friends, I don't care how big the valuations are. I wish there was an Atropa ecosystem or a Tang Gang or both on Coinbase, Solana, or any of these other trash chains. Do you understand? Trash because, you know, you can't be long on Coinbase anyway, and Solana's already gone up, so that's why it's high, okay? You wish you were on there because you know they're in there, man. You know they're 100% in there. So I know some of you on Twitter and just YouTube, everyone's like, oh, Tang Gang, you're too spicy. Oh, Atropa, the whole thing looks like a scam. Like, man, stop judging the narratives because, you know, everybody sees PulseChain like that as well, okay? Because what do I tell people? I tell people, hey, stop judging the narratives. Okay, yes, there are people who say that PulseChain is going to flip Ethereum and they'll walk away. And I say, you know what? I don't really care. Market's going to go up without you anyway. But I'll tell them, okay, look, man, stop looking at this story thinking that has to be the gospel because you heard it from one person. Instead, do what I do. Okay, you know what? I see passionate people. I see strong community. I see 140 content creators, 70 streamers. I see Matty Allen's conferences, Hex conference, PulseChain conference. I see strong community. I see Richard Hart still there. I see a big PulseChain wallet sacrifice, right? I see even Corey and Dane are getting in people from the real estate sector. You know what I mean? I see Mr. Crypto Coffee making tutorial videos. I see KDP trying to onboard the adoption share. I'm seeing all these, all right? And everyone's going, oh, the price not going up. I know, man. It sucks. It sucks. But I'm just telling you, all those people walk away. I'm staying here like, I didn't care that we weren't the Solana that ran first. I don't care because I didn't care about being right. I care about making money. And making money means I see cheap prices, I'm just going to hold out until they reprice. I don't know when. If I knew, friends, if you knew when everything was going to time itself, you go freaking all in on this, rotate, flip for the next 10x, flip to the next 10x. You do a 10, a 10, and a 10, you got 1,000x. You know that, right? So your $1,000, where are all the millionaires from $1,000 on 3 rotations? You don't get them. You only hear about the people who do it on 1. Okay, so this is the pDAI stuff. This is actually crazy. It's formed like a nice higher low. This chart pattern. But of course, look, I know, friends, everybody, it's so easy to look at USD price. Of course it is that. So, you know, about 120x to go. To get to the Luna USD price up here, it's about there you go, it's a 10x. 900% is a 10x. But of course, you know me, I always go to the pulse ratio pricing. That's exactly what I want to see. Look at this. This is the 3-day, the 3-day candle. Look at the weekly still green, friends. It's funny. You go down to the daily, you see this. Remember, I told you, literally 24 hours ago, I was making videos, and I told you, as my baby doll with a straight back, I told you, look, whenever you see that first, it goes up, and you see that first red candle, non-believers will always think it's bearish. But I know that's bullish. That means this is an area that's significant. However, the level has come up, smacked it, and retested. Now, you could, friends, it's possible, you could come back. So if I go back to the USD price, really important to look at the USD prices for this. If you just go back to the daily chart, okay, it is possible, look, that this goes up to 7 cents. Okay, let's say there's a run, and then it does another 90% drop. That is possible, okay? It's very, very possible it does that. It goes up to 7 cents, comes back down, and then we have another 90% drop, which comes back down here. You never know, like come back down and then round it off, and then, whoa, what's going to happen here? That'd be crazy. It's very, very possible, but it's higher from here, okay? So I'm just informing you of steps in the game. So I explained to you about the pDAI story, the narrative. Shout out to everybody else out there. There's me. This was known as the Sommi FUD event. You see this candle down here? This is known as the Sommi FUD because, look, friends, I'm getting messages from people who know how to read the chain, who are developers and stuff, saying, hey, man, there's an inflation bug. All this stuff is happening. I go, okay, I'm seeing this. A lot of people going in as a dark time. But I want you to learn that most important lesson of the story. I mean, I went through it many times. Repeat to you again. I saw a lot of people wanting something. There's demand. There's product market fit. Meme coin, world's first futuristic stablecoin. Who would have thought, friends, by the way, they'll call me like almost public enemy #1, thinking I'm saying I'm fighting and stuff. Who would have thought I am now developing marketing stuff for him? World's first future stablecoin. It's just so fun. It's just so fun. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's in, man. Like, it's green candles. Everyone wants to come in. It's bringing adoption. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if this thing trades at 0 tomorrow. I don't care. I'm just telling you what a fascinating thing it is to see. Like, did you ever think an unbacked freaking stable coin would be the one that goes up? Unbacked. It's got collateral in there. But you know what I mean? Like, did you ever think that? Like, what's going on? Your mind's blowing because you're realizing we're all just digits. We're all digits. Why is it that thing, why can't it go from like $0 to $1? Why can't it? Oh, it's not meant to be backed, or it is backed. Well, what if people just want it enough? You know? What if people want it enough, friends? You know, by decree. By decree is not enough. By decree is, oh, it's $1 because we saved $1. Well, what if we started at 0? Let's see where the market wants to take this. Effectively, friends, if you really, really, really want to know what's going on. The truth is that they printed so much money in the fiat system. You and me, we are now in crypto wild, wild west land. We are on our own, literally our own separate country. You understand that? It's crypto. And we're on this land, and we are measuring this system using the old system. And our brains keep blowing up because our brains keep saying, whoa, can this go to $1? We keep saying that, but you're forgetting, like, why can't it go to $1? You know, the only reason you're hearing crypto is because the traditional financial system is whipping you with the barbed whip. You know it's been letting you down. You know they've printed money. You know all the bug eaters own everything. You know they've got Rocca Negra buying up all the real estate, buying trillions of dollars. You know they're the private kitty, the wallet of the government and all these. You know the game's rigged. Of course you know the game's rigged. But they're like, screw it, let's go make another game. Let's go make another game. Here's our game. Here's our game, baby. This is our game, and it's going up. It's going up. So, yes. What I've done is, what I've just shared with you is, it's another version of one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, because that was the Cope narrative. Whenever Bitcoin would go through a bear market, people would always say, don't worry, one Bitcoin's always going to be worth one Bitcoin. The volatility is the US dollar fluctuating. It's true, though. It's true. It's just that narrative comes out at the bottoms to get you to hold, okay? That's pretty much it, okay? So that's actually what you're watching. So you want to know why? Why does this thing continue to march on? I know, friends, I know, yes, Atropa and Maria and the dev, and they got docs, and like he showed himself, and there's like an ecosystem, there's arbitrage bots, and basically, friends, there's all these like tokens moving up and down, and the arbitrage bots on Ethereum land, they're all scum. So they all link with the exchanges, they take their profit, they dump, and they exit back to the traditional financial system. In this one, you got first mover advantage. So what they did was, all the bots that are arbing between ratios and stuff here and there, they're always taking like $20 here, $30 here. What they're doing is they're feeding back into the system. Okay, so I haven't done it. I keep forgetting the exact details. I think they're either adding liquidity and feeding back and doing this, and it's creating a floor. You know, so think about this, friends. It's, if you, let's say you want to go buy apples. Okay, apples $1, but it's like 10% slippage. So you pay $1.10 for the apple. All right, you pay $1.10. And then 10 other people pay $1.10. 10 cents has been collected 10 times. Okay? The store owner, so we actually draw it right here, friends. The store owner, you know your apples, friends? This is your apple. Your apple. The store owner has now taken a tax of one apple. Let's actually make it like a green apple. It's a green apple. Do you see that? So the store owner has got this one apple collected, and now he owns it. And he'll never put it on the market again. He's made a floor, right? He's taken an apple off the shelf. You see, that's what's going on with this pDAI ecosystem and Atropa. It's everyone's trading and stuff. Effectively what they're doing is, it's a buy and burn with slippage, pretty much it. So where would the arbs be? Like if there was tighter spreads and it was 1 cent and stuff, the floor would be going up like so infinitely slower. But like it's almost, you got to invert that. Like, if the spreads are super, super tight, that means there's a lot of people in there, which means the network effect is much bigger, which means there's a lot more money in there, which means this thing could go to $1 as well. So it's like it's a paradox, right? Because that's what you would say. Well, if the spreads were super tight and were super efficient, like Ethereum, well, guess what? Ethereum is like what, almost 500 billion valuation going towards that. You know, it's going to go towards $500 billion. So I'm just helping you to see, okay, you're early, there's lots of slippage. What they're doing is they're taking the slippage part and they're taking it off the shelf. And that's creating a floor. They're like, hey, you know this one apple? I collected this apple as tax. No one will ever buy this apple anymore. Now, apples obviously grow on trees, but these don't. This has a fixed supply. So it's very, very different, okay? So that's pretty much, that's what's going on in a nutshell. So when you see something like this pDAI narrative, friends, okay, we see something like this, I want you to know that, like, PulseChain hasn't even run yet. Okay, that's the most important part. Like, PulseChain has not even run yet. Friends. Look, how many times, friends, some of you have been repeating this in Twitter comments, and congratulations to you. All the baby dolls are straight back there, because I mean it when I say it. You do not get this chart by accident, okay? I don't care what you are. I don't care what your narrative is. I don't care. You don't get this by accident. Something's going on here. You understand? Something is going on. This is not an accident. Now, it doesn't mean like, okay, it goes up forever, because what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to show you Luna, all right? And this is going to be fun, isn't it? So this is the Luna chart, friends, okay? I'm going to show you Luna. See Luna going up. You don't see, look, you don't get this chart by accident. You don't get this chart by accident. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Bang, 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 bang. Whoa. And then, whoo, look at that. You don't get it by accident. You don't get this chart by accident. Boop. No. Okay, hyperinflation. You see that? You see that, friends? So, cool, right? Cool to see. Look, but that's Luna, man. There's other charts that don't do that. They just drop 90%. That was a drop of 99.999999. That's a drop of the 100%. So really, if you go back to Luna, friends, if we go and we drop, or something drop, look at this. This is where a 98% drop would be, okay? 98% drop. See that? So that's what all I've done is look at, I'm gonna just show this. Isn't that crazy? That's right. So you can pretty much remove all of these, and there you go. You see that? That's the chart. That's the chart right there. Right here. From here all the way. This is like 1000x. So see? Doesn't look that bad, does it? It's just that this minus 99.9% chart, that's the difference. So this is the thing though. You might ask, okay, can't that happen in pDAI? No. Can't mint more supply. It can't. So that's how you have the floor. The floor's being set. So every time if someone, let's say someone wakes up, I gotta smack it all down. It's probably the Pulse SPI with PulseX, their future potential of rallying alongside Richard Hart returning, alongside Ethereum's ETF with a $5,000 plus ETH and 100,000 plus Bitcoin. Probably, if anybody cheats, those are enough to resurrect. Just like I just showed you, Luna USTC, the Luna Classic, sorry, the UST, Luna UST, that still went back up to 7 cents, and that hit it November last year. You know what I mean? So who knows what that, and trust me, I want, tell me that this, who's more desperate to get out? Luna victims who lost all their money in a stable coin because they entered at $1. They actually entered. It wasn't given to them at $1. They entered at $1, and now it's down 97.5%. Who's more desperate? Do you think they're more desperate, which they are, compared to like people who got an airdrop of a pDAI and it launched at near zero, and a lot of people took their $1,000 or crappy $200 airdrop, calling everyone an idiot? Right? Who do you think is more desperate? Clearly, the Luna victims are more desperate. But guess what? Luna had a bigger valuation. Way bigger valuation at the top. It had like 18 billion for just a stable coin. Just a stable coin. Luna itself was 60 billion. So a lot of people in the ecosystem had like, if you add up 60 billion valuation in Luna at the top. See? And then the shock happened and everyone gets out. But pDAI starts from zero. Near zero. Where does this play out? I don't know. All I can tell you, friends, so just leave with this last thing. It's fascinating to see where this goes out, how it all plays out. A lot of people are going to keep hating on it. That's all right. But the pulse ratio is, to me, the most important part of all. It's always the most important part. That's still a weekly chart. You see that? This little zip up, bank. It comes up here. So this is the crazy part, right? It flipped green on the weekly. It hasn't come back to touch the 21 EMA. That's how strong it's been. That's why it's been shock on this pulse chart. That's why if you want to ask, how did I get in? So I saw somebody in my Telegram asking Sommi, how did you get in when the weekly chart doesn't even print enough data for pDAI? Friends, you go down in the time frames. So what I did was, when it was down here, the first time I flipped green, I'm like, nah, it's going to scam and come back down again. Because this is the daily chart, okay? The first time a daily flips green, never trust it, pretty much. The second time, though, now it's interesting. See, it comes out. Here we go, second time. This is where we were, friends. This is where we were. Now, it still took some time. Look, it came back red again. We added again. You see that? That's pretty much it. So that's what you have to do when it comes to meme coins and faster stuff. So don't always go down to these lower time frames for the big stuff, but now you get to see it. And targets. Everyone always wants to know the targets. Put it on a weekly. I don't know, man. I'm just telling you now, this is one hell of a chart. This is one hell of a chart against Pulse. Okay, this is literally against Pulse ratio. This is crazy to see this swoop up. Like, you never know, man. It could just go sideways here, pop up next. That'd be nuts. These are big, big, big gains. So effectively, if you think Pulse is going to do 100x from here, you've priced in a peg, pretty much. You've priced in a peg. If you think Pulse, PLS, because it's liquidity linked and this is thinner, you know what I mean? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it gets it, but you priced in towards a peg. You know, so that's pretty much crazy. A peg, or it just means a dollar. Who knows? How can I stay there? We don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll see. That's why, friends, buying that oppression. Let's see how far this takes us. Selling the euphoria. Catch you soon.